Hi and welcome to another edition of Branca Does a Math SATS paper. So these are the 2024 SATS papers. So this is paper 1, Arithmetic. So let's just take a look at the front cover. So you'll have some information here that you'll need to fill in, which your teacher will ask you to fill in. And yeah, then we'll scroll through and you'll find a blank page here from this page. Don't know why that's there, but it's there. So let's look at the instructions. So it says you must not use a calculator to answer any questions in this test. You have 30 minutes to complete this test. This video may go on for a bit longer than 30 minutes, but I'll try and keep it as quick as possible to help you keep within the time. But this is not to do it within the time, but I will link the video in the description so that you can have a go at completing it on your own in 30 minutes if you'd like to. Work as quickly and as carefully as you can. Put your answer in the box for each question. All answers must be given as a single value. For questions expressed as common fractions or mixed numbers, you should give your answer as a common fraction, a mixed number, or a whole number as appropriate. If you cannot do a question, go on to the next one. So if you feel that actually I'm spending a bit too long on this question and you've got a good 25 minutes left, 20 minutes to go, I would move on to another one and see if you can pick up some marks elsewhere. And then if you come back to it at the end and you've got some time, finish it off then. But that's my big top tip, because I've seen some children waste a good 5-10 minutes on one question and then not be able to answer any of the other ones. And then they've lost a lot of marks, which they could easily have picked up somewhere else. So I would really do that. Anyway, so just for the marks here, it says the number under each box at the side of the page tells you the number of marks available for each question. In this test, long division and long multiplication questions are worth 2 marks each. You will be awarded 2 marks for a correct answer. You may get 1 mark for showing a formal method. All other questions are worth 1 mark each. Okay, sounds pretty straightforward. And I'm sure you've seen lots of these in school as well. So don't forget, this is me doing it in real time. So I may make the odd mistake, human mistake, or like deliberate mistake, just to sort of show you where marks can be lost. And then if you realise what mistake you have made, which is what I will do, I will pull myself up on them and go, I've added there rather than multiplied, which I've done in a few videos before. So it's easily done. So, especially when you're under pressure as well, and you've got that 30 minutes looming over you. So I will show you where things could go a bit wrong, potentially, if I make any mistakes along the way. Right, so let's get stuck in. So, question 1. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so how did you get on? So this one would be, you could just do some column addition here if you needed to. Oh, that pen's disappearing. Let me just get that back. There we go. Right, so 6. Oh, that's now too thin. Bear with me. Right, 689. So can you see that I'm using the boxes to help me line up my digits? It's exactly the same as if it's in your maths book. I would highly recommend doing that as well. So 9 add 8 is 17. 8 add 3 is 11, add 1 is 12. And 6 add 1 is 7 in the hundreds to make the answer of 727. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, let's look at question 2. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what 72 divided by 3 is. I'll put it out there. So what I'm going to do is I will do a nice bit of bus stop method just to help me work this one out. So 3 into 7 goes twice, so that would be 2 on top. And then the remainder of 1 goes next to the 2, so 3 into 12 goes 4 times, giving us an answer of 24. Now remember I've got my answer here. Make sure you put it in the box, otherwise it won't be counted, okay? Right, let's move on to question 3. Okay, question 3, pause the video and have a go. Okay, let's see. So 23 times 6. So there's a few ways you could do this. You could do 20 times 6 equals 120. And then 3 times 6 equals 18, and then add them both together to get 138. Or you could do a nice bit of, or you could even just do, sorry, just this is all totally in real time here. So you could do column multiplication. It's completely up to you what works for you. This is a good little mental strategy, which would be really good just to quickly whiz through the first few questions that you can spend more time on trickier ones a bit later on. So well done if you got 138. Okay, time for question 4. So we've got 4,532 take away 19. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so for this one, could you use? Oh, I don't know why zig there. Could you use a mental method here? Could you take away 20, then add 1? So you could do take away 20 would be 4,522, and then add 1 to, no, it wouldn't be, that would be 5,512. Then we add the 1 to get 4,513. So can you see that I am making mistakes as I go along, and I'm pulling myself up on it because I didn't quite take away enough tens there. So I could take away 20 to get 4,512, then add 1 because then just to compensate for the fact that it was 19 to get 4,513. Or you could do column subtraction as well, if that helps you. But yeah, whatever you think is best. But I personally think that's a nice, quick and easy win, just doing it as a mental method. So well done if that's what you got there. Okay, let's take a look at question 5. Pause the video to have a little go yourself. Okay, so there, again, you could partition this and times each part by 3. I'm just going to do a very quick bit of column multiplication for this one. Okay, so again, I'm trying my very best to line up the digits in the boxes. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. Add the 2 is 11 to make an answer of 1,173. So well done if that's the answer that you got there. Okay, let's take a look at question 6. So this is a cheeky one where they've put the answer should be in first rather than after the bit where you're doing. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, let's see how we got on. So we've got, I'm just going to do some column subtraction for this one. 530. Okay, so 1 take away 0 we can do, so that's 1. 7 take away 3 is 4. 1 take away 5 we can't do, so I'm just going to exchange it from the thousands. 11 take away 5 in the hundreds is 6. And then 8 take away 0, you can always put a placeholder there if that helps you, to make an answer of 8,641. So let's put that in the box to make sure that 1 mark is in the bag. So well done if that's what you got for that one. Okay, let's take a look at question 7. Pause the video and have a go. So how did you get on with this one? So this one you could sort of take away the 2 zeros and do 66 divided by 6 is 11. Oh, sorry, is 11. And then pop the zeros back on to get 1,100. A nice little mental method there. Or you could do some short division there as well if you're not 100% sure, not 100% confident of your times, tables, division facts there. So that's another quite easy mark to grab as well. Okay, so let's check out number 8. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so we've got a times 1 question, so all we really need to do is just focus on this bit of the question. So 99 times 10 would be 990. Times that by 1, so we still be 990. Okay, so well done if that's the answer that you got there. Okay, let's take a look at question 9. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how did you get on? So we've got 7.68 add 13.493. Now, because they're commutative, it doesn't matter which order they go in. So I'm going to put the larger number on top to work this one out. So can you see that again? I'm using the boxes to help me line up my digits correctly. Okay. And then I've also given the decimal point its own box as well, just to really make it nice and clear for me when I'm adding them up. And I've put some placeholders in just to remind me where the zeros need to go, okay? Because the digits aren't quite the same length. There aren't the same amount of digits in each number. So that's why I put some placeholders in to help me out with spacing out the questions. So 3 add 0 is 3. 9 add 8 is 17 in the hundredths column. 4 add 6 in the tenths column is 10. So we're going to add an extra 1 to make that 11 tenths, which is 1 and 1/10. Put my decimal point in. 3 add 7 in the tens, in the ones is 10. Add 1 is 11. And then 1 add 1 in the tens column is 2, to give us an answer of 21.173. Now I'm making sure that goes in the box as well. Fabulous. Right, well done if that's the answer that you got. Okay, let's take a look at question 10. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how'd you get on? So a mental method that you could do for this would be to multiply this by 10 to get 7,520, then take away 7,520 to make things a little bit quicker and easier for you. Or you could just do it all as column multiplication, whichever way helps you. So for this one, I got 6,768 as my answer. So 6,768 goes in the box there. So well done if that's what you got yourself. Okay, let's take a look at question 11. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so if you know that 8 times 8 is 64, we should be able to work out this one to make our answer as 80. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in here because I did 8 times 8 is 64. Because it's a multiple of 10, I'm going to stick a 0 on the end. So well done if that's the one that you got. Okay, let's look at question 12. So pause the video to have a little go. Okay, so this is another one where they've popped the answer box this side of the equation, and what you need to do to work out the equation on this side. So nice and straightforward. Just you can always do take away 19 and add 1. You could even do some column subtraction. Oh, that's meant to be a 7 again. Make sure that you're reading the numbers correctly. So I've just pulled myself up on that there, especially if I'm under pressure filming this video. I'm not doing it under test conditions. So yeah, make sure that you're being really careful with this. So 7 take away 9 we can't do. So let's get a 4. So 17 take away 9 is 8. 4 take away 8 we can't do, so let's just exchange that from the hundreds. 14 take away 8 is 6, and then 2 take away 0 is 268. So we're going to pop that into our answer box here. So well done if that's what you got yourself. So hope we're doing okay so far. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of water and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we have a random thing to say. Right, so question 13. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so for this one, I would literally just do a nice bit of, because it's not a fact I know straight away, this one. So 3 into 5 goes once with 2 left over. 3 into 26 goes 8 times with 2 left over. And then 3 goes into 21 7 times to make an answer of 187. Okay, so if that's what you got, well done to you too. Let's have a look at question 14. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so it's just literally multiplying fractions. So we're just going to be multiplying 4 times 1 for our numerator, then 6 times 8 for our denominator. So that would be a nice straightforward 4 over 48. And that's it. Right, so let's move on to question 15. So question 15, we're getting towards like the last few questions now, where things might start to take a bit longer, but this one I think should be a nice, fairly straightforward one as well, because it says 630 divided by 7 equals, the answer box is on the left. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so how did you get on? So we've got 630 divided by 7. I know that 7 times 9 is 63. That's a multiple of 10, so that answer will be 90. So well done if you got 90. Okay, question 16. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so we've got 6,020,070. This has been partitioned into 6,070. So the missing number will literally be 20,000. Okay, so well done if you got 20,000. Question 17. Pause the video and have a little go. Right, so it's just literally a whole number. We haven't got any decimals to be worrying about. So all we need to do is just literally just add 3 zeros to the end of this number here. So let's do that. So 2,671 with 3 zeros actually added on the end to make our answer here. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, question 18. We're only a few questions away from the end now. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, let's have a go at doing it. So we've got 5/12 add 1/3. So we need to make these denominators the same, don't we? To make sure that we can add them correctly. So 5/12 will keep the same. So the 3 and 12 and let me start again. 3 goes into 12 and 12 goes into itself. So let's just keep 5/12 the same, just to keep it nice and simple. Oh, there we go. Add so this is going to be in 12. So we've multiplied 3 by 4 to get to 12. So 1 times 4 is 4, and then we're just going to add these together to make 9/12. So obviously we need to put this answer in here for that answer to be counted. Okay, so well done if you got 9/12. Okay, so we are officially just over halfway through the paper. I know I've just said that we're getting towards the end. There's actually 36 questions on this paper, so we're just at the halfway point now. So this is where things might start to get a bit trickier. Questions might take a bit longer, so make sure that you save enough time from the first half of the paper to be able to get through this half of the paper. And this is where more of the questions will have 2 marks as well, so I've got to show some working. So we've got 2/3 add 3/5. So there's not an obvious common denominator here. So I know that they're both 3 and 5 going to 15. So let's put these into 15ths to be able to add these together. Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15. So 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, and then we've got 5 times 3. Oh, let me start again. So let's just double check this. 3 times 5 is 15. So that must mean to do 2 times 5, which is 10. So yes, definitely need to be double checking our work in there. Okay, it's a bit of a error there. So make sure that we're doing that correctly. So 5 goes into 15 3 times. So 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so we add these together. So we keep the denominators the same. 10 adds 12 is 22. Okay, so you can have 22 over 15. They'll accept that because I've just checked the mark scheme. Or you could have 1 and 7/15. So either one of those answers is correct. So well done if you got either of those. And remember to write whichever answer that you got into the box here. So, question 20. It's a nice long multiplication question, so pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how did you get on? So, what I would do is, because I know in the second row we're going to need to have a 0 anyway, just to put that in, just to remind myself to put it in. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Just put a little 1 there. And 4 times 6 is 24. Add the 1 that I've got there is 25. Okay, then 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 times 1 is 6. And then we just add all these together. 8. Let's put a little add sign there. Because it's 2 marks, just wanted to make sure I'm showing a method. So 8 add 0 is 8. 4 add 2 is 6. 2 add 1 is 3. 5 add 3 is 8. So I've gone a bit off the rails with keeping my digits in the boxes, but make sure you try to do that if you can. And then 2 add 6 is 8. So give us an answer of 88,368. So well done if that's the answer that you got as well. Okay, let's take a look at question 21. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so how did you get on? So it says 2 add 3 cubed. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 27 add 2 is 29. So well done if you got 29. Let's have a look at question 22. So pause the video and have a little go. How did we get on? So we're dividing it by 100, so that means we're moving the decimal point. So my little mental strategy that you might have seen on previous videos is that I just move the decimal point as a little mental strategy. It works for me really well, so hopefully it might work for you. So 2 spaces to the left, so making it smaller, okay, to make 0.155. I'm going to pop that in the box there. So well done if you got 0.155. Okay, question 23. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so this one is a BODMAS or BIDMAS style question. So we need to divide first, then we need to subtract. So we've got 56 divided by 8 is 7. So then we do 90 take away 7 is 83. So well done if you got 83. Okay, so now we've got 63 take away 5.8. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so let's get stuck into it. So 63, well, I put a decimal point just to, because this number here has a decimal point. I'm going to line these up, okay. And then, because the answer might have a decimal point as well. So let's see what happens. So 0 take away 8 in the tenths we can't do. So let's exchange from the ones. So 10 take away 8 is 2. 2 take away 5 we can't do. So let's just exchange that from the tens column. So 12 take away 5 is 7. And then 5 take away 0 is 5 to make an answer of 57.2. So well done if you got 57.2. Okay, question 25. Have a little go yourself. Right, how do we get on? So let's see. So 8 times 7 is 56. Oh, I'm going to pop a 0 underneath just to remind me because I have got a 2-digit number here. Then 7 times 1 is 7. Add 5 is 12. 7 add 4 is 28. Then add the 1 is 29. Okay. Then 4 times 8 is 28. Pop that. No, that's not. It's the 32. 32. See, that was what I'm saying. I did say I'd make mistakes along the way. 4 times 1 is 4. Add the 3 is 7. Then 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so make sure we put the add there because it says show your method, guys. Show your method. So 6 add 0 is 6. 2 add 2 is 4. 9 add 7 is 16. 2 add 6 add 1 is 9. Add the 1 to make an answer of 19,646. So well done if you got 19,646. Okay, let's take a look at question number 26. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So I would probably use 21 as a common denominator here. for this question. So I'll just keep 11 21s the same. Subtract that. Make the 6 sevenths into 21s as well. So 7 into 21 goes 3 times. So 6 times 3 is 18. So now we can subtract those because now the denominators are both the same. So 18 take away 11 is 7 21s. Or that could even be a third, but I'm just going to keep it as 7 21s as that's what the mark scheme says. But it does say that they will accept 1/3 or even 0.33 as a decimal if that's where you want to go as well. Okay, so let's have a look at question 27. 7/10 divided by 2. Pause the video and have a little go. Right, so how do you get on? So with this one, what I would do is I would literally just use the keep, change, flip method as I've mentioned before. So we're going to keep 7/10 the same. Multiply, we're going to change the divide to multiply. And then we're going to flip this into making it 1/2 to make 7/20. Okay, so we can multiply the numerators and then the denominators to make 7/20. So well done if you got 7/20. Okay, let's take a look at question 28. So we've got 2 3/8 minus or subtract 5/8. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so I prefer to do these as improper fractions where possible. So 2 times 8 is 16, add 3 is 19 over 8 minus 5/8. Okay, so we're going to subtract that. So let me just double check that. So it's 2 times 8 is 16, add 3 is 19. Yep, over that. So we've got 14/8 over that way. So we can now balance that back out to make that 1 6/8. And then we could even, make that even smaller by doing, 1 3/4. Or that could even be 7/4. Just try and make it as small as you possibly can. All right, so I would say that 1 3/4 is probably the best answer to pop in there for that question. So let's move on to question 29. Okay, question 29. Pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how'd you get on? So we've got 0.7 times 26. So I'm going to pop 0.7 times 26 underneath. So we've got 6 times 7 is 42. This one point there. And then 6 times 0 is 0. I'm going to pop a 4 there to add the 4 on. Okay, so let's now erase that 4. Oops, just got rid of that bit of the 4 there. Never mind. Okay, put that back in. Right, we put a 0 underneath. So now we're going to have 2 times 7 is 14. And then 2 times 0 is nothing. And then just pop that 1 there. Okay, so let's just erase that little 1 there. We don't need that there for now at all. So let's now add these up. So we've got 2 add 0 is 2. 4 add 4 is 8. And then 0 add 1 is 1 to make an answer of 18.2. So well done if you got 18.2. Okay, so let's take a look at question 30. We're getting to the last few questions, so we're going to start to see some more questions that will take a bit longer to do. So this one is a long division question by the looks of it because it's got a 2-digit number that's being divided into a bigger number. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would just literally write out at least the first 5 or 6 multiples of 34. So this may take you some time. This is something I prepared earlier. I've put them on the whiteboard here just to help me, just to save time on this video. So I don't want this video to go on for hours if I did that. So that's just to save a little bit of time here for you. But I would recommend doing that yourself as well. So let's get stuck into doing some long division. So 34 into 9 doesn't go, so let's pop a 0. And then we're going to see how many 34s go into 98. Well, I can see But the closest one I've got is 68, so that's the second multiple. So I'm going to pop 2 here, and then I'm going to pop times that by 2 to make this to get our remainder. Okay. Then I need to do need to subtract these. So 8 take away 8 is 0, sorry. Then 9 take away 6 is 3. Okay. So now I need to bring down my 6 to see how many 34s go into 306. Right, so now I need to see how many 34s go into 306. Now I've realised that I didn't do enough multiples of 34, so it might be that you might need to do a few more multiples. So I've now added those extras on. So I can see that 306 is definitely in the... Oh, there we go. It's definitely in the 34 times table, and it's the 9th multiple. So let's pop that onto the board here. Okay. It's got 29 on the top. Let's just subtract this just to double check that there are no remainders. Okay, so 6 take away 6 is 0, 0 take away 0 is 0, 3 take away 3 in the hundreds is 0, so that must be it. So our answer must be 29. So well done if you got 29 for that question. So let's look at question 31. So 99% of 600, pause the video and have a little go. So as we're getting close towards the end of the paper, a really quick method that you could use here is just to find 1% and subtract that from 600. So to find 1%, we need to divide 600 by 6. So that would make 6. So 600 take away 6 would be 594. Okay, there are other ways that are much more long-winded, which might take you a bit longer, like finding 90%, then 5%, then 1%, adding it all together and all that sort of stuff. But actually, that's the quickest way of getting you there. So I would recommend finding the quickest possible way that you can to find out these answers, because time waits for no one if you don't have extra time. So let's take a look at question 32. So pause the video and have a little go. Right, so we've got a half divided by 3. So again, it's keep, change, flip. So we've got 1/2 times 1 over 3. We can multiply each of these. So we multiply the numerators to make 1. 2 times 3 would be 6 to make 1/6. So let's pop 1/6 in the answer box. So well done if you got 1/6. Okay, so question 33. So 43% of 900. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, how did you get on? So there's lots and lots of different ways that you could have got there, but if you got the answer as 387, oops, that's not right, is it? Start again. 387, then well done if that's what you got for that one. Right, let's check out question 34. We're getting to the business end, the very end of this question, of the paper, actually. So, pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so how did you get on? So, what I would do is I would, first of all, I put this into an improper fraction to make it a bit easier for myself. So, that would be 2 times 6 is 12. That's 13/6. Okay, take away 2/3. But now we need to make sure that these both have the same denominator. So let's keep 13/6 the same, because they're both 6 and 3 go into 6. So, and then we can do make 2/3 into 6. So 3 times 2 is 6. So 2 times 2 is 4. So that would be 9/6. Okay, and then we can make that into 1 3/6 or 1.5. So they would accept 1.5, that one. Or if you did it all back into, if you put it into thirds, you could have, no, let's start again. Put it into halves, you could have 3/2 as well. So either one of those has been fine. 1.5 is just a nice easy one to simplify this down to. So well done if that's what you got. Okay, time for question 35. So pause the video and have a little go. Okay, so we've got 1 1/4 times 39. So I would probably put that into an improper fraction just to see if I can make this number a little bit more friendly. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 is 5 to make that into an improper fraction. 5 times, so 5 quarters times 39. So all we need to do, so imagine that's the fraction, it's just going over 1. So it would be something over 4. 5 times 39 is a much easier number it's a much more friendly number to look at, isn't it? So you could do 5 times 40, which would be 200, and then take away 5 to make 195. Or you could do some column multiplication if you're really not sure. But again, trying to use those mental strategies where you can. So the answer scheme says that you can have 195 over 4, or you could have 48 and 3/4 if you wanted to put it into a mixed number. So well done if you got either of those. That's a nice 1 mark for you. Right, final question coming up. Okay, final question. Pause the video and have a go. So this one is another long division one. SATS arithmetic papers usually will end on a long division question. Just a bit of a heads up. So just make sure you're prepared for that, and you allow the time for that at the end as well. So again, I would recommend writing out the multiples of 73. Now, for the purpose of this video and to save you time watching me work them all out, I've done them, just prepared them all later, prepared them all a bit earlier. Okay. But again, that took me a little bit of time, so you need to factor in that time as part of your 30 minutes if you're not given any extra time for this. So just bear that in mind. Okay. So let's have a go at working this out. So 73 into 4 doesn't go. 73 into 42 doesn't go. Okay, so we've got a 0 here and a 0 there. Everywhere a 0. Just the stuff I come out with. Right, so let's have a look to see if 73 goes into 423. Okay, so I can see the closest multiple is 365, so that's the 5th multiple. So let's pop that here. And then we're going to write that underneath. We're going to multiply 73 by 5, which is 365. Okay, and then we're going to subtract these. So again, we need to show our method. Okay, so 3 take away 5 we can't do, so let's just exchange it from there. That gives us an 8. 2 take away 6 we can't do. That makes us gives us a 12, so that's 68 for that one. Then 3 take away 3 is 0 for that one. So now we need to bring the 4 down. Right, so how many 73 is going to 684? Okay, so I can see that the closest one is 657. Okay, so that would be the 9th multiple. So we're going to have a 9 on the top. Okay. Oh no, let me just double check that. So that was so we've got 684. Okay, so that would be the 9th multiple. No, it wouldn't. It would actually be 584. That's too high, isn't it? So again, you need to be really, really careful about which one that you're going for. Okay, so it's an 8 on the top there. So again, that's a bit of a misconception because I've seen some people do that. They will go for that and then realise, oh, actually, no, that's not enough. That's too high. That's too low. So just be super careful about where you're choosing your multiples from. I did say at the beginning I will be making mistakes here and there because I am human, and thankfully I pulled myself up on it. Okay, so that's 8. So now we're going to pop the 584 underneath. There, let me start again. So 684 underneath. I'm going to subtract those. That's 0, that's 0, that's 0. So that's going to give us our answer of 58. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful in any shape or form. Please let me know if you have any questions or you've got any areas for improvement for me. I'm sure I could have worked out question 36 a bit better, but it just shows we're all human. That one always takes a bit longer, so just factor in the time for that one. And yes, if you'd like to book any tutoring, do also let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and do let me know how you got on with this.